Good morning. Summer came back to us a little bit, so that's good. I hope you're enjoying the weather a little bit. And just when I was thinking I need to get those air conditioners out of the window, right? Several announcements for you this week. Confirmation class at 6 o'clock here Wednesday. Also Bible study at 7. I'd love to see y'all who can come out for that. Chili supper at St. Paul is coming up Tuesday, 4 to 7. So be sure and go over there and support them with the chili. And I'm sure they could always use a few people if you would like to help as well. Also have an announcement here. We're helping with the relief fund for the hurricane. And Municipal Well and Pump is going to match us up to $1,000. So if we donate $1,000, they will also donate $1,000. And so we're partnering with them to help with the hurricane fund. If you like to contribute to that, you can write on your check Hurricane Relief Fund, or you can. There's some envelopes there that are blank. You can just write that on the envelope, and we'll collect for that for the next couple of Sundays. And I think we're going to do a lot better than just that $2,000. I think we're going to be over that because I think people are super generous, and it's a great opportunity. We're giving through Samaritan's Purse, and if you don't know anything about them, they're the same organization that does the shoe boxes, and they're really good. And I looked on their website, and they're also, one of the big things about these hurricanes is it's not just Florida in that area. It's Puerto Rico is hit really bad, and all the places in the Caribbean are really hurting from that. And Samaritan's Purse is a global organization. They help all around the world, and especially in those areas that are hard hit. So I know that your money's going to go to a good place there. So if you have any questions on that, feel free to ask that. And did you have anything you wanted to say on that, Marty? Or okay, sure. All right, great. And then coming up on October 8th is Hollywood Minute to Win It games are going to be playing here at 6 o'clock. What's that? Okay. Okay. All right, 15th. I will. Okay. I like your sense of propriety there. That's where it's supposed to be, right? Then you got Thursday night games, and this is crazy, right? All right, and also on the 12th there, it's Lunch with the Pastor. We'll be at the Riverview Restaurant there in Kiel at 11:30. So if you can join us there, we'll have a good time together. Any other announcements that need to be made that I missed? Right. All right, if not, let's read our call to worship. What good is it, my brothers, if a man claims to have faith but has no deeds? Can such a faith save him?
Suppose a brother or sister is without clothes and daily food. If one of you says to him, "Go, I wish you well," keep warm and well fed, but does nothing about his physical needs, what good is it?
In the same way, faith by itself, if not accompanied by action, is dead. But some of you will say, "You have faith, I have deeds."
Show me your faith without deeds, and I will show you my faith by what I do.
Please turn in your hymn book to number 58. Fairest Lord Jesus, ruler of all nature, O thou of God and man the Son, thee will I cherish, thee will I honor, thou mine my glory, joy, and Jesus shines brighter. Jesus is pure, who makes the woeful heart to sing. Fair is the sunshine, fairer still the moonlight, and all the twinkling starry host. Jesus shines brighter, Jesus shines purer than all the angels heaven can boast. Beautiful Savior, Lord of all nations, Son of God and Son of Man, glory and honor, praise, adoration, now and forevermore be thine. Thank you. Take a moment to greet one another before you sit down. We have any kids this morning who'd like to come down? Not getting this mic on right. Does it go this way or this way? This way? No. This doesn't seem to fit too well that way. All right. How many of you remember what we talked about last week? Yeah, we had a story about a person. Do you remember what his name was? Yes. Peter? No? Well, it starts with a P, though. Anybody else remember? Pilgrim. There you go. All right. Pilgrim, what happened in the story? Can you tell me? Yes.
Wasn't he preaching the wrong way, so he was thrown in jail?
Okay, that's John Bunyan. That's the author of the story that we're talking about. Was thrown in jail, right? And so he's doing this story about Pilgrim, who's on his way. Do you remember where he was going? Where he wanted to go? Yes. Okay, to the gate of decision. Because he wanted to go to the celestial city, if you remember that. Okay, and we got all the way to where he got to the gate. Can anybody remember what happened when he got to the gate? Yes.
He knocked.
He knocked. And what happened after he knocked? He was pulled in. Okay, and he was pulled in by a guy whose name was Goodwill. Goodwill said, hey, this is my job. I stand here at this gate, and when anyone knocks, I help them come into the gate. But you know, the reason why I help too is because it's hard for some people to get to the gate. And if you remember, when he knocked and he started coming into the gate, he heard some thuds. Do you want to know what the thuds were? Yeah, what do you think they might be? All right, got a picture here. Those were actually darts that the enemy was throwing at him. And as the Goodwill looked, he went and he picked up the darts, and on each darts there were words written. One of them on the dart said, wait, you have a lot of time. Another dart said, everyone will laugh at me. And one dart said, people will think I'm crazy. These are the darts that the enemy is throwing at you when you're trying to get through the gate of decision. Because he doesn't want you to knock on the gate. He doesn't want you to enter through the door. But you made it through the door, and so you're here with me, and I'm going to explain to you how you can come through the gate of decision and what happens next. And Pilgrim was excited to hear that, because remember, what was the problem with Pilgrim? What did he have on his back? Do you remember what that was? That's not camping supplies. It was his burden. Do you know what a burden is? You guys are too young to have burdens, right? We're not burdens. It's things that weigh you down, things that cause you problems. But his burden was because of all the sin he had in his life, all the things he'd done wrong. He had this great burden on his back, and he couldn't get rid of it. An evangelist told him if he went through the gate, he would be able to find a way to get rid of it. And so Mr. Goodwill took him up to the cross. And as he was there by the cross, he opened the Bible and he explained to him the story of Jesus and how Jesus came and died for him. And he got to the part where Jesus was put on the cross, and it made Pilgrim really sad and upset. He didn't want Jesus to have to suffer on the cross. As we see here, there's a picture there in his Bible that has 3 crosses. Why do we see 3 crosses here instead of just one? Yes. There were other people? Yes. Do you remember what the other people were? Who were the other 2? There were criminals on the cross beside Jesus. Remember the story? And one of the criminals, yes?
He said, what are you doing? Why are you going to suffer?
Okay. One of the criminals was pretty mean, right? He said, if you're the Lord, why don't you save yourself? Why don't you come off the cross? But the other thief on the cross, do you remember what he said? Yes. Can't remember? He said, will you forgive me? And he asked that Jesus would forgive him. And what did Jesus say to the thief in reply? Does anybody remember that? Yeah. Jesus said to him, today you will be with me in my kingdom. In other words, you're forgiven, and when I die and go to meet the Lord, you'll be able to go there too. And as he was reading this story to Pilgrim, Pilgrim started to understand his need for the Savior. And he believed too, and when he heard that, what was said to the thief on the cross, he said, I want that to be me too. I want to be forgiven. And as he was doing that, he walked up to the cross. And you see the cross is on a hill there. As he walked up to the cross, he looked at it and he prayed that God would forgive him. And you see what's happening with his burden? What's going on there? What do you think's happening? Yes. It fell off. In fact, it tells us in the story that the burden on his back fell off, and it